So some traditions, they use bell different ways. And there's this Zen master that I appreciate very much, Thich Nhat Hanh, and who even had this like 30 minutes, it's a recording, I have it, and I made great benefit out of it. Is this recording where he has like a big bell, like this huge bell. And actually in Zen, sometimes they have a special monk that is in charge of the bell. And he will just hit it like, but because the bell is very big, the sound will last like 30 seconds. And then it will wait until it like the vibration dissipated. And then bam. But yeah, this was a whole, you're like an advanced monk to do this because you know you need to stay steady. So actually on YouTube there's this called Thich Nhat Hanh mindfulness bell. And so the way he does it is that, knowing that the usual average person, I mean all of us, we will kind of be lost in the selfing. We'll be lost in the narrative right away, and then a few minutes may pass. So it was like to when you hear the bell, it will be like a wake-up call in case you were lost in daydreaming, and then come back to knowing. So that's one way of using the bell. So when you hear it, and if you are checked out, come back to what's really here. Just awareing. Another use of the bell, which I kind of liked even more, I don't know where I heard it from, Francis or Laura. Usually, so our mind is that we are used to focus on objects, like on something. We are focused on something. So that's what our consciousness is used to do. Or the sense of me is to focus on objects. So even when we hit the bell, the sound of the bell is like an object, so it can be used as a making sure we are not checked out. But it's another way that helps, especially when we are getting more this idea of, is this that to use the bell as a pointer, so to use the sound of a bell as a pointer to the silence in which it arises. Also the silence in which it arises, like experientially also these words, they are like words and sounds, and they appear experientially within our field. They appear in this silence, but it is an aware silence, like an aware space. So we can use the sound of the bell to notice how actually, and to notice how the sound actually, they dissipate back into the silence, which was here all along. So we can use as my teacher speaks about it, actually ultimately all these perceptions, all the perceptions like thought perceptions and sensation perceptions, sounds perceptions, they don't appear, they are not like just walking around, they are all coming out of something. And so actually, just like everything here appears in the space, but we are used to seeing the stuff and not the space. And the same in our inner world, all the thoughts and the feelings and the sensation and the sounds, we wouldn't notice them unless they appear in presence, basically. So the presence presents them. So ultimately, meditation is not to quiet the mind or to reach some special state, but to help the mind quiet a little bit by itself. And then we are noticing what's there all along, this sense of wordless, spacious presence, the isness. All right, that's enough theory. So welcome all this flow of perceptions that appear in the now. Thoughts, images, sensations, sounds, without trying to change, without trying to manipulate them in any way, without trying to analyze them, without, if we feel any unpleasant emotional state or some type of yucky energy in the body, we don't try to uplift it or to change it. So we allow everything to flow as it does by itself. Let go trying to change anything. There's nowhere to reach, nothing to attain. Just be like a cat. And the thoughts come more at the beginning. Thoughts, we notice them, but don't worry too much about them. Doing our best to not be lost into what is not real, to the past or the future. So resting in the here and now. Without any goal. And without focusing into the breath or into a sensation, allowing attention to be relaxed, free. Releasing the whole weight of the body onto the contact areas, allowing for the jaw to slightly hang. and simply allowing ourselves to just be. We don't need effort in order to be. And trying to do this, which is very unusual, to have no goal. As Francis sometimes says, make it as a goal to have no goal. And if you catch yourself with some subtle, mysterious goal in mind, just drop it. And what we are, our presence, is effortlessly hearing, sensing, awareing, doesn't need help. And as far as these perceptions go, like images, inner voices, tensions in the body, we don't interfere with them. We release custody, give them freedom. Nothing needs to change. Like in a museum, there are visitors coming and they float through this aware space, they leave. The same with thoughts, actually. If there are natural ways to pop up, and if we just see them, no care less, they pop out. We're just so used to sticking to thoughts and going into what is not real, future or the past. So just being one with this moment and resting in the now. Letting go of any type of doing, any spiritual doing. We may notice that the witnessing is happening by itself. Something mysterious, like a nothing that is effortlessly aware. Remember to let go, focusing into something. It's more akin to being on the beach, finally in a vacation, and too tired to think about anything. It seems like a lot of instructions, to do nothing, but this is just because we are so busy doing a lot of stuff without knowing. So these instructions are helping for them to kind of gradually stop. My teacher says often, don't meditate just with your head, with the thoughts. Welcome the body. Welcome the sounds. Being this aware openness, open to the body, all of the sensations that appear, open to the thoughts, open to the sounds, without any preference, allowing everything to be as it is. not dwelling, not going into the past or the future. So living in sensing, just being, reclaiming this spontaneous innocence of consciousness. So this is more on the path of witnessing, of path of awareness. It's more like Buddhist Zen. Which can be corrupted with too much trying, too much effort of doing that. But the purpose of it is to notice what Buddha taught when he was teaching meditation. He would say, whenever a thought arises, notice it's not I, it's not me, just a thought arising and passing. When a feeling, sensation arises, it's not I, it's not me, just a sensation, impermanent. Sound arises, it's not I, it's not me. It's arising and passing. So this is meant to experientially, this will quiet the mind, this will lower the static. It's meant that we have a glimpse that there's something else here, that I'm not the mind, I'm not the thoughts. The thoughts appear to me, they go away. Something remains all throughout. There's something continuous. And as Paul quoted this Juan Po, it's a great Zen master from a long time ago, and he said that whatever is perceived can't be perceiving. The same principle appears in other teachings, like we are not what is being perceived. We are that, whatever it is, which is perceiving. Thoughts, feelings, sensations are perceived. And actually, all these thoughts and contractions, they form a sense of me, which has a memory of oneself as the body in the past and in the future. So that's what Paul was talking yesterday about. We imagine ourselves to be an object, like an independent, long-lasting, independent entity based on being the body. There is something aware of that. There's something aware of the narrative. Oh, I got to do this, man. These guys, it's not fair. This is not. This is no time. It's. I'm never gonna get ahead, or I'm broken. Something is aware of the narrative, and that which is aware of the narrative is free of the narrative. And then in the other path, which kind of they're used here together, this non-dual Vedantic path, they use meditation, but they used another additional tool, which is in a direct path. And Ramana Maharishi was suggesting as being the ultimate spiritual practice, which was to ask a bunch of questions and just drop them and not try to answer them with the mind. Just try to follow with the attention where they point to. This became known as self-inquiry. So we can ask ourselves the question, what is aware right now? And not go into the mind. The mind will come up with some more kind of thoughts, but those are just thoughts. Just drop the question and just sit, see what happens. What is aware of sounds right now? If thoughts appear, to whom do these thoughts appear? What is aware of these thoughts? Comments. The standard question is, what am I? And Rupert Spira had this upgrade because what am I became so philosophical and mental for some of us that make it more distinct. What is aware of sounds, of sensations right now? With this self-inquiry, usually people have three types of things are happening with this. Some people, we ask the question and then the mind says something like, well, it's a spirit, I'm spirit, or it says something. Basically, the mind says something, and then we are so used to being the mind that we're like, okay, yeah, okay, got it. So a thought comes, and this is one option, spirit, or even it says the right word like awareness. But the word awareness is not awareness. In this case, if the mind produces some thoughts, then the idea is to go back into it like, okay, well, this is a thought that appears to me. What is aware of these thoughts? To whom do these thoughts appear? Keep turning the attention towards that, whatever it is, which is aware. For some of us, it may come the simple answer, Well, it's me. What do you mean? Who is aware? To whom do these thoughts come? To me. And then the protocol here is to be like, okay, to me, great. What am I? And investigating, what is this me really? And then he says, well, me, whatever. Some more thoughts. We say, well, to whom do these thoughts appear? They appear to me. Okay, what am I? And each step we wait, just aware of what comes up, aware. The last case is we ask the question and then it's just nothing comes. What is aware right now? The mind is silent. It's just nothing. Which is the answer, basically. It's this so-called nothing that is what we really are. It's nothing. It's nothing in a way that it's no thought, no shape, no sensation. It just dispels. It short circuits the mind, and we are left with sense of easiness. So if we are in the third category, the way to go is to just from time to time ask the question, what is aware right now? It's quiet. Just rest as that. Be interested somehow. Let it reveal itself more and more. We can gradually allow whatever we are to open the eyelids. It's like a shutters of a camera. Some of us, I used to be concerned that, oh, now I open my eyes and now I'm going to lose it. That is kind of some illusion, actually. We may lose a state, but it is what we are, whatever it is which is doing the seeing. So kind of lose it. And actually, it's cool to alternate eyes open, eyes closed. So we can also get a taste of, we can actually have the seeing happening and perceptions appearing without the need to label everything. And, so it's like open-eyed, being present with the eyes open, which is very important to discover, because most of our life is with the eyes open. So we can tune into this kind of meditations with drive. When there isn't anything pressing to do, and I know some people say, "Oh, no, this I have to do this," all, but it's bullshit. There's like a post office, you go and like nothing.